So first of all, I got to know you on one of your videos that was posted 15 years ago. The title was "Video Response to I believe Michael Cheney." Like I was very new to the space about. I got into the space 4 years ago, and then I was in NHB, and then your name popped up, and I searched on YouTube, and then I saw your video. It says that what would you do if you had if you wanted to make 1,000 US dollars? How would you do it? And one of the things that stuck with me was you said when you get the $1,000, you were going to repeat that, and then you get $10,000, and then you donate half to charity, and then you give half to your mom. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, this guy's been in the space for a very, very long time, and I was like, I've been following your journey for a while, but we haven't had
Yeah.
a conversation in this manner before. So I'm really appreciative of your time.
Damn, Alex, why didn't you reach out to me sooner? Like, I love meeting people who've been following me for a while because I remember that video. It was a long time ago. I actually only found that
Yeah.
video like 6 months ago. Like, oh my God, what is going
Dang.
on? And the funny thing is, by the way, this for anyone watching, because I usually have a beard, this was an accident that
Mm,
happened yesterday. I got into a fight with my clippers. I lost clearly. Um, And the funny thing is, if you find that video, I have almost the same
mm,
facial hair and same hair,
yeah.
which is really, really funny. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is on accident, so that's hilarious.
Yeah, and that video was posted. That was at 2 a.m. You recorded that video at 2 a.m. And after doing my
Mm.
research, like I love doing research on the people I bring on here. You mentioned something that you were writing copy around 5 to 6, 7, and when you were 5 to 7 years, you see your dad would be watching this show, and then you'll be watching it as well. And you love writing, so about you've been writing for 28 years now, I believe. And one of the
Really, yeah.
things, yeah. And one of the things that stood out was your dad said he was using the copy you wrote for their direct sales promotion, and that was really wild, right?
Yeah.
You were that
I
young
mean,
and then making promos.
that was wild because it was 24 years ago when I did this. I
Mm,
was 12. When he was using them when I was 16. So I was like, that was 20
mm,
years ago. Like that's just crazy. By the way, it's absolutely wild to say that was 20 years ago.
yeah.
Because it's just absolutely insane. But yeah, it's not so much just a love for writing, it's because I was terrible at writing. That was the
Mm,
thing that my teachers used to say that I can't write fast. I'm a perfectionist. But if you look at my
hmm.
notes today, you're like, Adil does not write well. And I'm like, no, I don't. I just write like whatever. My handwriting looks like a doctor's handwriting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so dude, thank you so much for having me.
Awesome, awesome, man. And let's dive in like deeper into that when you were that like 17, 18. You mentioned you started a business, and how did you like really perfect the art of like copy? Because I was listening to some of your stuff online, and you mentioned that you went into the room for 3 weeks studying everything about copy. You were really like in the zone of like, okay, I need to get this stuff done, and you were able to do it. Like you started with affiliate marketing, you got some freelancing gig, and usually, when people start with copywriting or getting online, their time that they make money is maybe they spend 1 to 2 years or 3 years before they make any money. But your story is different in a way that you were able to get, so you started making money, I believe, immediately.
Almost. So like my
Mm,
story is kind of a strange one because I started out in affiliate marketing, but before that I was in network marketing. So
mm,
I was in MLM. So the way I got into MLM was my old Thai boxing coach actually got me into network marketing. The first company we were in, I did not like because it wasn't great. To be
mm,
honest, it really wasn't great. It was kind of like I didn't like it. It was a whole thing where like, oh, people play games, and then if they play games on your affiliate link, you get paid. And I'm like, I don't really like that. It's just really annoying. And then it was another company called Success University, and I loved Success University because Success
mm,
University was you were an affiliate for a self-development company.
mm.
Um, and self-development is so easy to sell. Like I
Yeah.
used to go out and just make as many sales as I could. In the first 6 months, I got my team together, which is really cool. They're actually mostly comprised of people that I grew up with
Hmm.
that trusted me, which is wonderful. They also love self-development, and actually, out of the 6 people that joined me at that time, four of them are business owners today, with like with different businesses. So
Whoa.
so it's really really cool. We had like a really strong
Nice.
core group to begin with, because like we all grew up together in a really bad neighborhood. Like we all knew each other from the basketball court. We became friends after school, and
Mm,
them also being Muslim helped. So like we just became really close as are to this day. Like if any of them see me or I see them, it's not like, oh, who's that? It's like we run across entire roads and just like
Yeah.
run up to each other and hug each other, and they're like, "Where have you been?" It's like just it's so much brotherly love. It's wonderful. But what ended up happening was my upline and I had a situation. We didn't really get along at that point for whatever reason. I call it immaturity. Let's just chalk it up to that.
Mm.
Um, on both parts, and I ended up wanting to leave. Because the thing about me is I don't like people that are I don't like underhandedness. So if you're a
Yeah.
little bit shady or if you do something that I don't feel is comfortable, I kind of shut down. I
Mm.
do shut down. I'm just like I'm done with this. No more. Done. We're done. Halas. Um, so what ended up happening was I wanted to do something on my own. I couldn't get moved to another network marketing team without losing my entire team. But unfortunately, my entire team saw what was going on behind the scenes with me and this person, and they
Yeah.
left. They're like, "We're not here for the drama."
Mm.
So because what I was doing was, so I'm very much a share the wealth kind of guy. Um, so what I would do is sometimes my team would sell or I
Mm.
would sell. And we always had this rule is that you'd have to get two people to begin with to start your commission coming in.
Yeah.
But as soon
Yeah.
as you got your two, instead of you taking the next four people and be like, this is my team, you actually put two people in each person on your team's team. So like you help them
Mm.
get their first two people, even if you sell them. So like out of the six people I got, two people were my direct, and then the other four people were under those two people.
Mm-hmm.
So my two boys were making money, and their two boys were basically starting to make
Okay.
money, and I was making money.
Nice.
So everyone was like cashing in.
Mm.
Um, and it was a whole thing. So after I left that, I started searching online. So again, one part of Success University is you get access to all these affiliate marketers. You get to see how like
Yeah.
affiliate marketing works, and I started to reach out to a lot of successful affiliate marketers. I started joining ClickBank at that point because ClickBank back in that day was just
Mm-hmm.
like the high tide, like it was insane. It was like what JVZoo was, but a million times. Like it was literally like 10 times better because ClickBank, if you could get your product on ClickBank, you were almost guaranteed, if it was a good one, a guaranteed $1 million payday. Like it was
Mm.
guaranteed at that point. Or at least high six figures. And like to give you an idea with affiliate marketers back in those days, if you entered an affiliate competition, you could win a Ferrari. Like someone will
Mm.
literally buy you a brand new $250,000 Ferrari as a thank you. Like, think
Wow.
about how insane that is. Like, that was the number one prize. You make me enough money, I will buy you a Ferrari. And
Dang.
it's just like, damn, that was like the commission checks. So that's how we were playing. And like, number 10 was that you get a brand new MacBook setup and everything for like
Mm.
$10,000. And like, god damn, that was insane. I didn't win any of these, by the way, because I was still really, really new and I didn't really know what was going on. But
Mm.
I started to learn how to do affiliate marketing. Now, while I was doing this, one thing I will always say that I was really, really good at is I was insanely good at the conversion side of things,
Mm-hmm.
not so good on the traffic side of things.
Mm.
So while I'm doing affiliate marketing, I'm 18, 19 years old. Um, I'm starting to write promos, whatever it is. I wrote a blog post and I got like 10 people to view it and seven people bought something from this. I had like a
Mm-hmm.
70% conversion rate. I was like, whoa, what is this?
Nice.
But I didn't know what 70% was. In my head, I was like, why didn't everyone buy it? Like that was
Mm.
how naive my brain was. Like, should have been everyone. So I ended up going to an event by a guy called Mark Anastasi, Traffic Summit 2008 or 9. I can't remember which year it is. But I ended up
Mm.
going to this event. At this event, I would meet people who I'd be friends with for like the next 10 years. And
Wow.
while I was at this event, they really liked who I was because I was, 18, 19-year-old kid at an event full of adults. Like I was the youngest one in the room. In my head, I didn't think about this. I was like, I'm here to just do what I need to do because I don't want to be poor.
Mm.
I don't want to work a job because I work jobs. I don't want to do that. My goal, my initial goal, was to go professional in Muay Thai. That was like my goal. I just want
Mm.
to go pro. This is what I want to do. I want to like continue my career down this pathway. This is just so I can make money so I don't get stuck in an office job.
Yeah.
Um, and also because I was a high school dropout. I left schooling at 17, not because I didn't want to continue. It was just it was wasting my time and I wanted to go do something.
Mm-hmm.
So um, and the career I wanted didn't really need university degrees. I was like, I don't care about university right now. It's fine. Anyway, so I'm at this event, meet a bunch of people. 6 months later, I end up going to another event with Mark and Stasi, but this time I'm part of the crew. like because I didn't have
Nice.
the money to get there to pay for the ticket, so the only way I can get in was being part of the crew.
Hmm.
So one of my jobs with being part of the crew was I would get to go ahead and spend time with the speakers. Like
Wow.
I'd go behind the scenes and go meet them. Now, again, being really young, the speakers really liked me. They were like, "This guy's really cool. This is fine." And I'm, again, still friends with quite a lot of them to this day.
Mm.
Um, while we were there was another young marketer out there called Reed Florian. Um, he's a guy from Minnesota who was killing it on affiliate marketing, like
Mm.
killing it. Like from the time he was 11 or like something like that. This dude was not young enough to have an AdSense account, but he was making like 3 grand a month. Like he had to ask his parents permission just to like get their bank details so he can send them the money so they can actually give it to him. It's really adorable. Really good dude. At the time while we're on stage, like while I'm there, I get asked what am I good at, and I remember telling them I'm really good. I think I'm good at writing. I'm really good at like conversion, but I don't think I'm very good at traffic. And we didn't know like
Mm.
I didn't know what conversions were. So like I'm really bad at getting traffic. And they're like, oh, okay, tell me more. So I told them the whole thing about, 10 people who arrived at my site, 7 gave me money, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, dude, you're a natural born copywriter. I was like, what is one of those?
Mm.
They're like, there's people in this room that will pay you a 10 grand to do this job.
Yeah.
And at that point, they would. Today, it's a little bit weird. But anyway, back then, it's like, holy crap, what is a copywriter? I don't know what one of those is. Fast forward me going home, me talking to my dad. My dad actually, as you probably know as well, pulled down the black folder, told me this is what you used to do, told me this is what I've always done.
Yeah.
So I kind of started that career path.
Hmm.
I didn't lock myself away for just 3 months. I actually made it a lifelong that I'm learning this craft. Now, the other thing
Yeah.
is I was really poor. I didn't have a lot of money. So I couldn't invest in the two, three, four, $500 courses or like whatever it is. This is one of the
Mm.
reasons why I make it really easy for people to start my world. I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, I need you to get started and it's really good info. Um, so I ended up basically doing this. I ended up basically picking up, getting one of my clients and friends. First, he was a friend and a client to get me John Carlton's Kick-Ass Secrets of a Marketing Rebel,
Mm.
which is easily one of the most timeless courses of all time. He still sells it
Yeah.
to the day, and it's one of the best
Yes.
courses I've ever taken on copywriting. I went through it. Um, I sat down, did the research. I started understanding who Gary Halbert was because I found who John Carlton was through Frank Kern's Mass Control 2.0 launch.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
from Frank Kern to John Carlton, John Carlton's Gary Halbert to understanding the entire copywriting world. And at that time, I was taking on clients because there was like I was network marketing, like, because I was
Mm.
networking, so I had a lot of people on my Facebook. I started asking people and reaching out to business groups and be like, hey guys, I'm starting
Okay.
my copywriter career. Who does anyone need me? Blah blah blah. And I would get like $500 for a full sales package. And this is opt-in, sales page, upsell, downsell, 7 emails, and I would do it in 3 days. Like I would just
Nice.
knock everything out. It wasn't good though. Like
Mm.
this is what I'm saying. It's like it was good for speed, terrible
Hmm.
for content. Like it's just weird. So I started creating quickly and quickly and quickly, and then I started getting paid a little bit more at a time. And then my I asked my client and my friends, what do I do? So they were like, and again, I used to love going to events because events is where I would find clients.
Yeah.
So I went to another event, and while I was there, I remember speaking to a couple of business owners, and I said to them, "Hey guys, I was like 20 at this point, 2021. I was like, I'm getting these clients results, but no one's paying me more than $1,000." And they're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Well, I was still trying to do affiliate marketing at the same time, so I was making a little bit of money there, a little money everywhere." But I said to them, I was like, "I don't know how um to sell more because like 3 of the
Mm.
promotions I've made my clients have made them anywhere between like 100 grand and 1 million." And they're
Dang.
like, "Well, if they're making that much money, you should get paid a little bit more." I was like, "Yeah." So they're like, "If they're making 1 million, why are you afraid to charge 10,000?" I was like,
Mm.
"Yeah, you know what? You're right. I should charge 10,000." So I didn't build up the courage to charge 10,000. I'll just tell you that much. I started out at like 4,000 and then 5,000 and started building up my profile over the next couple of years. Fun fact, one person that was at that event that I remember distinctly is a guy called Shakir Hussein. Now, if you guys don't know who
Yeah.
Shakir Hussein is, Shakir is one of the super affiliates in the business world. Like,
Dang.
I think the guy owns funnels.com now. Like,
Mm.
funnels.com is his website.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, shout out to Shakir.
Yeah.
Um, Me and him have known each other since like that day. I think it was like 2010 or 2011. We've just known each other. So like it's been it's been a really long time. It's
Long
one of the really
time.
beautiful things of our friendship is that like
Mm,
we can see each other, and we saw each other at an event a couple of years ago, and so I was still living in London, and it was really interesting just to see him and him just like we just hugged, and it was like, hey brother, how's it going? And it's like, damn,
yeah.
this is really really nice that after so many years we can see each other. And he's done fantastically well. I know he had some controversy in his life, but dude's done
Mm,
really well and actually turned some stuff around, which is great. But anyway, so that's kind of like my story of how I got into it. And here's something I don't really tell a lot of people. When I was 21, 22 years old, I almost quit.
mm,
I almost quit copywriting and quit business entirely because I wasn't making enough money.
mm,
Um, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Now, also keep in mind, somewhere when I was 19, I also did door-to-door sales. Big promotion kind of came in, made my clients millions. I blew the money like
mm,
an idiot. I wish it was on fun stuff. It really wasn't. It was mostly paying off debts
mm.
and other things for people and myself and loans. I loaned out a lot of the money and never got it back.
Okay.
So I was like, damn.
Mm,
So I just forgave it. But fast forward to like 21, 22 years old, I'm about to quit. And in the last ditch effort, I find Joe Sugarman on Facebook, the
mm.
legend, the
Yeah.
legendary Joe Sugarman. And like you, I reach out to him. Hey, Joe, I don't know if you're ever going to read this. My name's Adil. I'm from the UK. Blah, blah, blah. This is what I do. And I just want to ask, have you ever felt like quitting? Because I feel I'm 21, no, 21, 22 years old. I feel like I'm not doing enough. And I don't feel
Mm,
like I'm ever going to make it in success. And it's really, really, it's really frustrating to me. I just want to quit. Joe wrote back to me. Joe
mm.
told me not to quit. Joe told me to keep going. Joe told me what to
Amazing.
study. And I have to admit, like, Joe Sugarman was one of my greatest influences and a friend of mine until the day he died.
Mm,
I'm really grateful that we kept in touch all those years. He sent me somewhere in the region of like 35 Batman credit cards over the lifetime of our friendship. Sent me
Sheesh.
like birthday gifts. He sent me like signed copies of his book,
Mm,
um, which I still have. Like I still have all the signed copies of his book, like to Adel from Joe, keep going. And
mm,
like, damn, this is insane. So there's a lot of like good history there. So that was basically my trajectory in how I
mm.
got into business and what I did. And sorry it's taken me so long to actually explain all of this, but yeah,
No
it's
worries.
I wanted to give a best detailed answer I could.
Yeah, no worries. And one thing that stuck with me during what you just mentioned is the amount of friendship we have and then the depth of it. So you meet someone in 2009, it has stuck to this and to today. My question is, how do you keep that friendship? Because online is online. You can meet someone online and the next day you've forgotten about them. So how were you able to keep that friendship for that long, for this long?
So I've asked myself this question for a really long time, and one of the things is I wish I could give you an answer. I really wish I could. I think the
Mm,
only thing I can come up with is whenever I meet people, I don't care if you have $1 billion or $1. I'm going to treat you the exact same with the same level of respect and the same
yeah.
level of kindness. And I think people really feel that. So when they
Mm,
meet me, they're like, dude's just a guy. I'm like, yeah, because in my head, I don't see myself as anyone special.
mm,
Like, I might be special in some ways, I might be not special in other ways. Ask my doctor, he'll tell you I'm special in a bunch of different ways as well. But,
mm,
all jokes aside, all my friends. But, like, essentially, what it is because I have that level of respect for people around me, they feel that.
yeah,
And, people remember how you make them feel, not what you say.
yeah.
So I always try and make sure that when I meet people, I leave them in a good feeling. And
Mm,
whenever they meet me again, they have that exact same feeling. Because there are people I've lost relationship and touch with. Like there's one of my friends, Corey. Corey and I stopped speaking for a decade.
mm,
We didn't speak for 10 years. Reason we didn't speak was because Facebook's algorithm made sure that we couldn't see each other's posts.
yeah.
And one day during the big reset, we found each other and we've been friends ever since.
Nice.
But even the message back was like, dude, I've not seen you for 10 years. How's life? Tell me more. Let's get on a call. And then we end up on a 3 hour call just catching up. So
Amazing.
I think the best thing I can say to anyone is just be a good person and don't make relationships transactional. Like, just don't make
Yeah.
it transactional. Just have conversations with people, be fun with them, and just get to know them. And again,
Yeah.
even when I got people on my podcast, I would actively try and reach out to them and stay in touch with them. Even if it's
Mm,
like, hey, how's it going? Like, there's some people I've interviewed on my show that have gone on to be like huge successes, like massive successes. And it still surprises me to this day when I reach out to them, their response is never like, "Oh, I'm too good for you." Their response is like, "Adil, oh my God, it's so good to see
yeah,
you. How's life?" And I'm like, "Okay, I was not expecting this. I was expecting you to ignore me." But
yeah,
it's such a beautiful moment. So I'd
that's
say
true.
just be a good person. Just be a good
That's
person.
true.
That always helps.
Yeah, that's true. And I felt the same way when like you messaged me about like the podcast that I released, and you mentioned you were asking because like I sent the message and you responded back immediately, and I was like, hey dude, this guy is someone that I look up to, and then he responds quickly. Like you don't get to see that every day in this space.
You know what? I've been told that so many times by people, and I find it strange. Like, this is the reason I put up the Facebook post I did like last week. I was like, guys, if you add me, please message me back because I will
Mm,
send you messages like, hey, like, I know people don't like that. Hey, how are you? I love asking people how they are. Like, if I
yeah.
send you how are you, I really want to know. I don't want to hear like, oh, uh, ignore the message and move on to the next thing. I'm like, no, tell me how you're
Hmm.
doing. How's life? What's going on with you? Tell me about you because you're an interesting person to me.
Yeah.
So anyone in the future that does message me, hit me up on Instagram though, because Instagram you'll get like way more responses from me. But like,
Mm,
already have me on Facebook, just say hello, because like I love talking to people. So
nice. Nice. Was it something that you cultivated as a kid, or as you started growing up in the space?
kind of like I did cultivate just being friendships were always important to me because I'm a Tanzanian, so like I was born in Africa, raised there until I was 4, and I moved to the UK. And being an immigrant kid,
Yeah.
it becomes hard. So like you learn to make friends with people that are good. You know how to avoid friends that are bad, and
Mm,
uh, very grateful to God that like I've always been very friendly to people and people have always liked me.
mm,
So I make sure that I keep doing good, kind things. And, you know, I never have the thing is I never want my ego to be so big that I will never say hello to anyone. If I'm not saying hello to you, it's because there's a reason. There's a reason I'm not
mm,
saying hello to you. It's because you and I have got like a problem and you know what it
yeah.
is. But if you don't, you can ask me and I will tell you what my problem is with you. But most of the time, there really isn't one. Most of the time, it's just like, hey guys, how's it going? If I've ever left you on red, which has happened with one of my friends, if you reach out to me, you'll get a response being like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. I didn't say hello. I didn't respond back to your message. How's life
Yeah.
going? Catch me up. How can I help? What can we do? And they're like,
Mm,
I wasn't expecting any of this.
yeah. Yeah. Amazing. So, another thing that I started like noticing, I have a question for you is during the space of your career, when did you see it was like the right time for you to launch a product of your own? Because I noticed you launched like Copy Conquest some time ago, and it was like back then. So like how did you
Damn.
how did you like position yourself to launch that product?
Okay, first of all, God damn, you did your research. Because
Thank you.
like I even forgot that I had copyconquest.com at one point. Um, so it's kind of funny because I was 3 years into my career, and it's not the advice I would give to myself
Mm,
today, but it's not the advice I'd give myself back then as well. So things like the advice I gave even to Matthew Volkman's thing is if you're a copywriter thinking about launching a product in the business space where it's very, very hyper competitive, where you're going against people like me and everyone else,
mm,
you need to maybe have at least made $10 million for your clients in more
okay.
than one niche. Because if you're
Mm,
making 10 million in just one niche, your clients made like $10 million off your promos in one niche. And if it's like 5 clients, great, you can talk about that niche, but you can't talk about the whole thing in general because you don't understand the different ways to write for different audiences. You only know how to
mm,
write for one audience, um, which is fine. But it's all down to like that's the variant is that you've mastered the skill enough that you can actually talk about it and be intelligent about it because there are some people who
mm,
are just really, really intelligent and there are some people who are not. Like they are just not smart with how they actually do any of their advertising. They don't really know what they're doing and they're ripping off other people's content and acting like they know what they're talking about, which does more
mm,
damage than good. If you're going to launch a product in a non-marketing niche. like a
mm,
non-business niche or non like out the big four: dating, health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality. Look for a non-niche in one of those four, like in a different place, and you will make a lot more money because first of all, not everyone knows how to write copy, which you do. Um, because I'm talking exclusively to copywriters here.
mm,
So you'll kill it in those marketplaces. If you're a
yeah,
current business owner or you're someone that's doing affiliate marketing or you're doing marketing services but copy's not one of them, it's SEO or something. Look for a sub niche that like other people are not going after. Like you can do SEO for real estate, you can do SEO for painters.
mm,
Like for painters, you can do SEO for HVAC. You can do SEO for someone that has a flower for florists.
mm,
You can make your complete niche something non-market based, and I guarantee you it's going to be easier. The clients are going to pay you like a good amount, and it's going to work out well. Now, and here's
nice.
the big thing I always tell people: you can launch a service and you can launch a product, but you have to know exactly what you're doing. And this is
Mm,
something for someone out there that's like, oh, what do I do? How do I do it? What do, well, this is a really this golden tip. Write this down. Look for the market that's not being served
mm,
and serve them. I had a friend of mine when funnels was a big thing like 10 years ago where everyone was building, oh, funnel is the new word, funnel is the new word. When that was happening, people were charging like up to 15, $20,000 just to build your funnel for you, right? On ClickFunnels or something. And I was like, okay, but you don't get any copy with that. You don't really get anything else with it, and this is kind of ridiculous. But okay, we'll just keep going from there.
mm,
I remember speaking to a friend of mine who was a funnel builder, but she couldn't get any clients. Like all her clients were like really low ticket.
mm,
So I said to her, I was like, why don't you just go after low ticket market? She's like, what do you mean? I was like, if people can't afford $1,000 a month, can they
mm,
afford 500? She was like, yeah, they can afford 500 a month. I'm like, well, okay. What's your goal? She was like, well, I want to make like $10,000 a month. Okay, you want to make 10 grand a month? That's great, but what's your minimums? She was like, I need to make 5 grand a month. 5 grand is like if I make $5,000 a month, everything is taken care of and I have savings. 10,000 is like the sweet spot where, I can put money aside, spend, travel. But she lived like her complete expenses. We did the numbers. Her complete expenses per month were like $1,200.
mm,
Um, and she wanted to make five because that way she can set money aside. I was like, that's really cool. So I just basically said to her, if you're making 5 grand a month and your expenses are 1,200, you put this much in savings, how much money do you have to hire a team? She goes, I can hire a team for like, $1,000 and they can, I was like, can you systematize what you're doing? She goes, yeah, I can systematize what I'm doing. I was like, great. So I was like, systematize what you're doing with an SOP, hire someone from the Philippines, pay them 30 days from today, $1,000, see how many people, like interview them and see if they can get that person, they can build quickly. What you
mm,
do, your job is find 10 people at $500. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, there's going to be everyone that wants funnels built is like they're prepared to spend 5,000 or mentally are thinking it's going to cost me 5,000. So if you flip the mentality, it's only $500 right now per month, but it's a minimum 12-month contract to have me on board, which is $6,000 a year.
yeah,
Um, and offer some people like after a month or two, be like, hey, do you want to pay like the full year up front? They're like, yeah, we can pay the full year up front. 6,000 up front, great. You do the service, you sort it out. No extra discounts on yearly payment because you're already selling a discounted service. Within 90 days, she had 20 clients paying $500 a month. She had three funnel builders. So she was
dang.
spending $3,000 a month on funnel builders, software, and everything else. And making $7,000 doing the basic consultation outline and sales. So if she was doing any funnel building, it was just check stuff over. So it was really, really cool that she was just, getting stuff done. And again, there's like a lot of stuff here.
This is like a massive value in terms of like hearing your story, where you came from, and also especially for the lady you spoke with about how she can really grow her agency, because it's mind blowing how you told her that okay, you need to charge $500 per month, and you charge for like 12 months, and people were still paying for that. That's like crazy, because right now, if you look online, most people are finding it difficult to land clients. And one of the things that they usually say is that, okay, people are saying no to their offer. They reach out to people and people are saying no. So, in terms of um, that situation, how would you advise someone? Let's say they are good at what they do, but their problem now is, okay, how to land clients?
So this is a problem I've seen so many people have, including me. So I used to have this problem a lot. I say used to. I still have this problem from time to time. Um, it's a confidence thing more than
Mm,
anything else. It's a confidence thing for you. So if you're really good at what you do, who cares if everyone says no? Keep going until you find someone saying yes.
mm,
Like it doesn't matter, but make sure that your services are priced accordingly. And this is the thing I keep telling people. They keep either underpricing or overpricing themselves. So like I've seen people though, like because in the copywriting game today, it's become a business opportunity over the last 10 years. Chris
yeah.
Haddad and I talked about this in 2022, 2023 as well. It is a biz op. It's where people kind of come in and go, oh, I can make $10,000 a month. And they haven't mastered the skill. So
Mm,
what it does, it makes it worse for everyone else that's mastered the skill. Because I remember someone came in years ago, I won't name names, they charged someone $10,000 and they were not a good copywriter at that point. They became a good copywriter, but only a good copywriter. They've never been great. They made 10 grand, but the client didn't make any money. The
mm,
client actually lost money. I think they lost like $15,000 total, like 5,000 on ads, 10,000 on the writer. Didn't really make any money. They messaged me. We got on a call. I looked at how I could help them when I told them what my fee was, which was $15,000 at the time.
mm,
And they went, "Oh, I'd love to pay you that, but like, dude, I don't have the money to pay you that." I was like, "What do you mean?" It's like we paid this other guy that amount, and like it just didn't make any money for us. So like we suck. So we can't really burn cash on this. So I had to take the same job for like half the price.
mm,
And the thing is, I always try and find a way to make it work. So it's like, give me half the price plus a percentage of sales, blah, 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 whatever it is. Sometimes they're not willing to do a percentage of sales. And at that time, I really needed the client. So I just basically ended up taking 7.5 over the 15. Got the
mm,
work done. The client made money. Everyone was happy. But it really did. And again, that client was really honorable because what they did was after they made that money, they actually sent me a $7,500 bonus for the other half of my payment. They're like, "You actually deserve this because you pulled us out of a
amazing.
really bad spot." I was like, "Thank you." Blake is a legend for that kind of thing. So thank you, Blake.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at here is that like if you're struggling to get clients right now, look at it for how you're marketing and who you're selling to,
Mm,
because most people go for the same people. Like they go for the coaches, consultants, business owners, entrepreneurs, the rich clients, whatever it is.
yeah.
Here's something that no one wants to hear. Like Hormozy said this, and it annoys me to no end. Hormozy's like, "Oh, you want to solve rich people's problems? Okay, but rich people don't like paying. Like
Mm,
rich people don't like paying. Like most rich people I know do not like paying. So what you do instead is you find people who are in the upper middle class area. I'm talking, they're making good money, like a couple of $1 million a year, that kind of thing.
mm,
And they have a track record of investing in business owners and businesses and helping people and like, bringing people on board and paying for the services. Charge them, solve their problem. But the issue that I find is a lot of people are not explaining, and this is such a weird, annoying thing that I find with copywriters, they don't do it. They don't explain why you want to hire them. Like
mm,
they don't go into it. They kind of go, "Oh, you want to hire me because I can write amazing copy, write emails, save you some time," but they don't talk about why that's important. Okay, why should I hire you to write copy when I have AI?
mm,
Okay, what makes you different than everyone else? Like, what is it that changes the perspective of how people should see you, how they perceive you? Why you saving me time is a good thing for me? Like, why is that beneficial to me?
mm,
So people don't think about these things, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Well, what do I do here? How do I sort it out?" Blah 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 blah, and it's like, guys, just so much easier. Like
yeah.
it's so much easier to just basically speak to people and be like, "Okay, cool. This is what you want." You find out what your audience really cares about, and you sell that. And I know people are afraid of this because I've been afraid of it too in the past. Is just writing something online and be like, "Okay, be on like why haven't you hired me? If you did hire me for these services, um, how much are you willing to pay?" Like, and then you realize what your market value is because it might be that, right now no one is willing to pay $10,000 for
Mhm,
copywriting and marketing services, but they are willing to pay seven or five. And you're like, okay, if you're willing to pay five, great. But if I made you 15, would you give me five? If you made 50, would you give me like this much? Travis Sago has a whole thing on this where he
yeah.
talked about what you do instead is that you give the value first and you take a percentage of the new pie instead of taking from their pie,
Mhm,
which works really well as well. But these are all things that you want to like look into. like how can you differentiate yourself today that makes you stand out? Like you having this podcast, by the way, this interview series that you're doing is absolutely wonderful. This makes you stand out. Like you can
Mm,
actually show people that, hey, I'm not just a person that just one thing. I got like two, three, four, five things I can do.
yeah.
Um, and that shows people that you have innovation, you have understanding, you have what you basically need to get ahead, and you're willing to do it.
Mm,
So that's like the big thing that people are not willing to do anymore. Also, like you got to be willing to do the stuff that other people aren't willing to do.
yeah.
Like go knock on doors. Like literally go outside, start knocking on business doors. Hi, I write advertising. Do you need help with your advertising?
Mm,
How much do you charge? Or how much have you got? I can pay you 3 grand. I can pay you 2 grand. I can pay you 1,000. Okay, great. You can pay me 1,000. Because here's the thing no one wants to talk about. Low money is better than no money.
yep. Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
No money, it sucks. Crap money is better than no money because at least with crap money you can invest. With no money, you are broke as shit and you can't do anything. Your options are limited.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, make sure that that kind of thing is taken care of. Don't be too proud to
Mm,
get the money that you need. Because again, like who was it I spoke to? There's a friend of mine that I remember back in the day. He used to make millions, millions a year. He lost it all
well.
and like literally lost everything. Like just everything went out the window. Bad life decisions, a whole lot. Um, I remember going out with him, not to a club, I think we just went out for food. And while we were out, he started walking down the street and just started going to businesses and pitching them. Like he would just pitch, he was like, "Hi, can I speak to your manager, please? Or who's in charge of the sales here?" Like, oh, so and so. I was like, "Great. Hey, I noticed this thing here, and I was wondering, do you know who's in charge of the advertising for this thing?" Like, oh, it's head office. Great. Can you give me the contact details, please? And we went up and down the street, got like 15 phone numbers for like head office contact details. And then literally, I followed up with him like a month later. It's like, hey man, what's going on? He goes, oh, I reached out to all 15 of those businesses. Only three of them were serious enough to get back to me. From those three, one of them gave me a contract. From that one contract, I made $50,000.
Wow.
I was like, holy crap. He's like, yeah, I signed the deal for 50 grand. I was like, what, up front? He was like, no, I got paid 5 grand a month for 10 months. That's the basic split that we did. And I have a percentage on how the campaign does. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. That one thing opened doors because he didn't just stop at 1 month and go, okay, I'm gonna wait till the contract runs out. In month
Mm,
two, it's like, hey, who do you know that could also use my talents? Because like it only takes me like 3 hours to do your work
yeah.
a day. I have 8 hours in a day to do work. Who else do you know that can take them on board? And very quickly, he started just getting people coming through the door. Like,
Mm,
and again, it's that willingness to go out there that most people are not willing to do because they think people are going to say no, but you don't know they're going to say no. Just go do the damn thing. So
amazing.
that's what I would say to people is going back to my last piece of advice. If you're selling a product, find a market that's not hyper competitive and sell in that. You'll make way more money. Number one. Number two, find if you do have a service, look for the people that are not being served and sell to them. Doesn't matter if they're paying you less. It means you're getting paid and other people aren't.
Yeah.
I'd
Amazing.
rather that money come to me than someone else personally.
Mm, amazing. And this is something that I personally experienced this year. So I had like an interest to get into the health space, and I've been speaking to some of my friends here who have been like who are in the networking space, but they sell health products. And it took me 3 years, like no kidding, to finally close a deal that was in my country here. It's a network marketing space, but how they do their stuff is they sell health products. And when I went to visit them in the office, one of the main problem that they had was their affiliate or like their downlines don't know how to run ads. They don't know how to write copy. And looking at this, it was something that I looked at everything that they were doing and I said that this is something I can help them with. And it is very easy for me to do. And it was like crazy to me that this opportunity was there for years and I wasn't able to realize it until I actively started seeking for opportunities in the health space. So what you said is makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, it takes time. Build the relationship and sometimes amazing things come from it. You don't know when a good relationship is gonna basically give you a new lead or a new referral. Or
Hmm.
you never time.
Yeah, yeah.
So congratulations, by the way. That's huge. So
Thank you. Thank you. And another thing that I remember, like as I did my research, one of the things that you mentioned was people don't know how to close. That I believe you mentioned that on like Takeover Tuesday, one of these podcasts. You mentioned that
Yeah.
like people don't know how to close, and you gave like the four-word close. So if you can explain that
Yeah.
four-word close, and is it actually working today?
Yeah. Oh my God, it still kills. Like it's like I can share you case studies. And once I say it, you guys will not stop seeing it everywhere.
Mm,
Um, so the forward close is one that I came up with. This I can trace this back to 2012. I can tell you where I was, who I was with. I was in my ex partner's house.
mm,
Um, Sophie, shout out to her. And I was talking to JP Maroney when I told him this because I was testing it. I was like, holy crap, okay, this is the first time I've actually figured out what my close is. So shout out to JP as well. And that was basically when you're doing your clothes, John Carlton always used to say, when you're doing your clothes, you want to tell people how, why, and how they're buying. Like,
mm,
okay, here's what you do to buy. So people go like, enter your credit card information, or like, give me your, bank details, or whatever it is.
yeah.
Put in your whatever it is. They have a bunch of ways to close it. Or they just wouldn't. They just say, click the add to cart button, follow the instructions on the next page, and we'll send you your product. And again, this is before Amazon one-click upsells. So like,
Mm,
Amazon one-click upsells were really, really new. And people weren't really shopping. They were shopping online, but not as they are today. Like everything is online. Back then, not so much, right? There was
mm,
still a bit of distrust. Like this is the days where internet dating was still frowned upon.
yeah.
Like if you went dating online, it was like, oh, you met your partner online. Today, it's like the most normal thing in the world.
Yeah.
Um, so what I did was basically I looked at it, analyzed it, and the four-word close, by the way, is this. So here's what you do next. It's you'll hear the four words when I get to it. Here's what you do next. Click the order button. You be taken to a secure checkout page where all you do is enter your regular details and
Details.
complete your investment today. And then you go into what happens next. Now, the reasons why enter your regular details is so magically powerful is because it is a psychological pipe bomb
Mm.
because it has three levels. So when I say enter, what's the first thing that comes?
You are telling me to take an action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what's the
Telling me to
first
do
thing that
something.
goes through your head? Like when you hear the word enter, what goes through your head?
I'm going to type like maybe enter the door or let it. If it is like online, that means I need to type usually something like enter. Okay, I'm going to type.
Okay, cool. Your
Personal is for me. Something that
okay,
I
you.
own. Yes.
So it's also a button on the keyboard. In America, it's the return key, but everywhere else in the world, it's the enter key. So like enter is a button, enter is walk into, enter is entrance, and then it's like your okay, I'm walking into mine, I'm clicking mine, I'm actually doing something that is mine. Okay, regular. Regular is something I do every single day. I don't need to think about it. It could be a thing I do every single time. I'm not even thinking about it. It's fine.
Mm,
Details. That's vague enough. I know what I'm doing. It's the regular stuff I fill out. So when I walk into this room, I'm going to see something that I recognize that's personally mine that I can do whenever I want. So
mm,
enter your regular details means I'm going to walk in and do all this stuff, click this button. It's going to, fill out all the stuff I usually fill out. It doesn't trip the credit card pushback. Like it doesn't kind of go, oh, I can't really do this. It's a whole thing. Like there's no resistance because what happens is that people already automatically feel like they're doing something they want to do.
mm,
So having enter your regular details to complete your order today, or enter your regular details, and after you do so in 15 minutes, you receive an email with the outline of how to get your order, how to get started. Um, that killed it, and it still kills it. Like it's still one of the best closes I've ever come up with, and it's still one that works in the industry because it still doesn't trip up the
mm,
credit card rejection. It doesn't come up with like, oh, I don't know what to do. All of that goes out the window. This is just like good stuff that works.
yeah.
So that's why it's so effective.
Amazing, amazing. Because like when I heard what said, it's like it's so simple that even you don't even think about it. It's like a normal English language that someone would like tell a kid that hey, do this and they'll understand it. And it made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense.
Yeah,
And it's the
but no
same
one
thing.
does it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I realized whilst reading Eugene Schwartz like news direct mails. I've been doing this daily series where like every single day I read a page from Eugene Schwartz, and at the end like the coupon button like is the same thing that they tell people like the closest okay gentlemen please send me, then they have the name of the products, and then they'll tell them that I'm going to read it. If I don't get the if I don't get the result that I get, I'm going to send back the money. So they tell you exactly what to do. then they have the coupon,
Yeah,
and it fits directly to what you're saying. Amazing.
exactly. The whole idea that I have in selling, my core philosophy is remove the fear.
Yeah.
Remove as much fear as humanly possible from someone taking action. If someone is not afraid to take action, they're more likely to take the action
Mm.
because they know what's coming. It's also really funny because you've seen the Dark Knight, right? The one with the Joker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's something that he says in there that most advertisers miss, and that is, and he gives it away. It's he goes, if you tell people that a bus is going to blow up at 3 p.m. tomorrow and
Mm.
a truck full of soldiers are going to die, no one even thinks twice about it. But it's like you make one little itty bitty threat and everyone goes up in arms because what you're doing is you're threatening. It's not a
Mm.
guarantee, but if you guarantee something, something is going to happen a certain way. People don't care. People
Mm.
don't trigger because they accept it as truth. It's the weirdest thing. It's like if I said to you, the sky is blue, you're going to believe me because the sky is blue. You're like, yeah, that confirms my suspicion. But if I said, look, I know the sky is usually blue, but tonight's going to be pink in the middle of the day, and you're gonna be like, how's it going to be pink?
Yeah.
And if I said, well, it's because, and I give you a good enough reason as well, because the sun's going to be at this height, it's going to change the color with this, it's going to give you a pink sky. You really want to go see it. There's a small group of people that won't believe me,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a big group of people that will believe me because they're like, yeah, I can actually see that happening.
Yeah.
So essentially, what you do is you just blend it together. It's funny you should bring up Eugene Schwartz. So as an aside, a little bit of promo here. Um, I didn't realize that my email sequences actually follow unconsciously
Mm.
Eugene Schwartz's 5 level of awareness because I take people through all 5 stages over 7 emails.
Nice.
And it's so easy to do. I'm like, no, it's just telling really good stories.
Yeah. And coming up with stories, I believe that's something that you mentioned, that if you want to like come up with good ideas, just spend time watching movies, and you just even
Yes.
cited that example right here on the pod. Use that as an example, and it's crazy to
Yeah.
see.
Look, movies are like the easiest way to actually figure things out. And I tell people this all the time. In fact, I've had several junior copywriters I've trained try and teach this, which is really funny. Um, but essentially what it is that like look at good media, look at good stories, look at where they come from. You don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Mm.
Go and see what people are already interested in and then create that.
Mm.
Just stop trying, like, don't reinvent the wheel. Just have fun with it. It's way more, it's way easier. And if you're wondering, okay, well, how do I come up with the stories? What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you can find those anywhere.
Yeah.
You can find those stories literally anywhere. You can, um, like, a huge chunk of the marketing space, a huge chunk of the online space are Dragon Ball Z fans.
Mm.
Like, a
Yeah.
huge chunk of them.
Yeah.
I am as well.
True.
Like, so are you. Like, just as
True.
soon as I mentioned that, your face, like,
Yeah.
yeah, Dragon Ball Z is the shit. Like, we love
Absolutely.
them. Yeah, like it's there, but no one ever talks about it. Like,
Mm.
but that's a really easy way to relate to people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually probably going to send an email out today, just with like this entire week's theme might just be Dragon Ball Z themed, where I just talk about like power scaling and like fusion dances and whatever it is.
Dang.
I might alienate a huge chunk of my audience, but I don't
Mm.
really care because I'm like, yo, the real ones will know. Um, but essentially, all it is that like if you think about it, you can relate to your audience in such an easy way by using what's out there. And your audience also ends up liking you more because they see that you have similarities. I mean, who are you going to be friends like? And again, this is a perfect example, especially selling to men. I'll tell you a really simple way of doing this to everyone. As if you're not a man, if you're a woman listening to this, or if you're a man listening to this, think about how you make friends,
Mm.
right? I'll tell you how men make friends. It's the easiest thing in the world. Men make friends like children.
Mm.
We just need to know one thing we both like, and we're like, we're friends now. That
Yeah.
is literally it. That is it. Like
Yeah.
I've made friends with someone by making one joke that only like anyone else that's a fan of the Chappelle show. I made that one joke,
Mm.
and that dude responded back to me, and I was like, now we're
Now we're
friends.
friends.
Like that's literally it. Or we had the same interests in jujitsu, or we had the
Yeah.
same, like we were in. Dude, I remember I was in line so I was in line at a post office, right, waiting to ship something, and someone walked in speaking Swahili.
Mm.
I turned around to him and I just asked him, "Are you from Kenya, Tanzania, or Zanzibar?" And he literally just looked at me and went, Tanzania, Zanzibar. What about you? I was like, Mwanza, Tanzania. What's up? So like literally in that moment we became friends. We had a 45-minute chat. I ended up going
Damn.
to his house later that day. We had some food together. And
Sheesh.
then when I lived in Glasgow, we literally just hung out every single day. And the more I hung out with him, the more I realized we had in common. So it was
Damn.
just one of those things. All that because we spoke the same language.
Mm-hmm.
All that, if you speak the same language because you're in a country where everyone speaks the same language, well, guess what? Find a different thing that you both like. Maybe you both like, I don't know, hip hop and R&B, and you have the exact same rapper that you enjoy,
Mm.
or you have like my buddy Balsam and I talked about this. Balsam is a huge hip hop fan. Had no idea. But
Mm.
then when we were sitting in the car one day, I was going through my tracks and I was like, I don't know what music you like. He goes, oh, I like everything. I was like, okay, cool. So I gave him my phone. He went through like my playlists and he saw like my hardcore hip hop stuff. And he was like, you're a hip hop fan? I was like, hells yes, I am. Then we started talking about MF Doom, Immortal Technique, KRS-One, Tribe Called Quest, people who can actually like Mos Def and how they can
Mm.
bend words to make them sound differently and say something really spiritual and powerful. And we're like, did we just become best friends? Yes, we did.
Yes.
So
Amazing.
it's stuff like that. So find your common ground with your audience and start talking to them. And I talk about this all the time. Like I talk about interviews with movie directors.
Mm.
Like I like Tarantino as a director. I think he's
Yeah.
very talented as a storyteller, yet so
Mm-hmm.
few people reference his work, even
Yeah.
though his work is absolutely incredible.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And one of the things that I started doing, I believe, last year was like getting into documentaries, like watching behind the scenes of movies and
Yep.
like actually knowing the people behind the scenes and seeing the amount of work that goes in, like the Titanic, for example, the amount of work that went into like the build of the ship and like the mechanics behind it was crazy. What people see is like the end result on TV, but behind the scenes, massive work.
Cool. All right. So let's get back into it. So you were saying, so you were talking about directors and like watching behind the scenes of
Yep.
movies like Titanic and how they all
Yep.
come together, and then you had a question.
Yeah. So my question was like in with your email because you're currently running a promo on Welcome series, right? And one of the things that I remember you saying is like you have like a framework of like okay on the welcome email sequence. Do you believe people who have an email like welcome email sequence make more money than people who don't
Yes.
have it?
Hell's
Okay.
yes. 100% hell's yes. If you want to actually have proof on this one, Airbnb was losing money. They were about to go bankrupt before they put in a welcome sequence.
Sheesh.
Yeah. They were literally about to close their doors and they put in a welcome sequence that got people to take action. And because their first emails were like, oh, hey, welcome to Airbnb. And that was it. And then it was promo, 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 promo. And then once they put in a welcome sequence, a proper welcome sequence,
Mm.
they made like 300 million or something like that in the first year, or like some ridiculous number. They made like 300% increase right away. And that saved their company from going under.
Whoa. That's crazy, man. So,
Well, think about it. Like, if you don't have anything to welcome people
mm,
for them to get to know your world, would they sit there? Why would they care about being there?
mm, mm. And how long how long is like the sweet spot for like the welcome sequence?
You can have it as minimum of 7 days, but
Mm.
like the longer you make it, the better it is because it automates your entire system. Like one of my dudes, Florian, shout out to Florian Avanchek. Florian, I may have butchered his last name. I apologize, dude. Your name does confuse me at times. But Florian has a 365-day welcome sequence in his
Whoa,
business. So like from the day you enter his email list, you have like a full year of automated emails that go out to you.
dang. Daily.
Yeah. Yeah, not even daily. No, it's 365 days. He doesn't have 365 emails. He has
Mm.
365
Okay.
days. So he spaces them out. Like some of them, like he emails an average of 3 times a week. Sometimes it's 5 days a week. Sometimes it's three, 2 times a week. He also emails and broadcasts his list for anything that's actually relevant and new, but they have like a bare minimum welcome sequence of what they're doing. And he also has this for like his products. So once, and this is something I realized that even I don't do, which is a problem. So I've got to fix this. When someone joins your product and buys from you,
Mm.
have another welcome sequence in place to get them involved in the product to make the most out of it.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay. Writing this down.
yeah, definitely. Like, definitely have like sequence, like welcome sequences. aren't shitty. They're actually there for a very specific reason. The reason is to actually warm people up, get them over the line, figure out what they need to do, build trust and loyalty, know that you're going to sell to them, and actually help them explore exactly what their options are, testimonials, and entertainment.
Mm,
Because now what you're doing is you're building enough of a relationship. Put it this way, if all you did was met someone at a bar and got their phone number and you only messaged them whenever you wanted to hook up with them, and that person is not going to be your best friend for very
yeah,
long. They're not going to build a relationship with you. um, I mean, unless that's the express purpose of what you were looking for is a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. That could be totally fine as well because that's what you were looking for. But
mm,
for the average person, what they want is that connection. They want to have that relationship. They want to have that feeling. So what you do is you build up a back and forth, figure out what they like, what you like, go from there.
mm. Amazing, amazing. And in the age of AI, I believe this is something that is would be really valuable because there's a lot of slop out there, but businesses that actually build a relationship with their list would stand out. Stand out.
Massively, massively, because your list now knows that you're not like, look, I use AI because it is a tool. I
Mm,
do use AI. I use it to generate ideas. I use AI in a different way because I verbalize my copy. So what I do is I verbalize my copy into my phone, have it transcribed, and then I basically go make this an email for me. So it
mm,
writes an email for me based on what I've written
yeah.
and like what I've said. Then I take my own words and then I basically go in and edit because there's things that AI does where I'm like, I don't like you doing this. This is
Yeah.
BS. So like I make those changes. Like for instance, it does this thing with like full stops. So it'd be like, not this full stop, not
Yeah.
this
Not
full stop, not this full stop, but this.
but
And I'm
this.
like, I was like, that is just go not
Yeah.
this comma and this. It's way easier. Like make it a sentence, like
Mm-hmm.
one sentence that actually like coalesces versus three full stops that you're trying to go for impact, but the impact isn't hitting right because you've done it wrong.
Yeah.
So this is kind of funny because I'm actually building out a new editing course for AI copywriters and business
Mm-hmm.
owners. Where I'm like, here's how you actually edit your AI copy. It's really
Nice.
easy to do because
Nice.
it speeds up time, but you want to get rid of the AI crap, the slop that comes out. Yeah, you just want to
Mm,
get rid of.
mm, amazing. And going back on our conversation when you mentioned about like the affiliates, one of the things that you you see online is people saying like people who do affiliate marketing are the best marketers. And why is that true? And what exactly do they do behind the scenes to make that happen?
They test. They're not willing to fail. Like, so they're willing to actually do a lot of the work that most people are not willing to do. They're willing to actually test things out,
Mm,
and see whether or not they actually work.
mm,
Like, they're willing to test that stuff out.
nice.
Yeah, so they're willing to test things at a higher level. They're willing to throw money towards it, and they don't just test one product. They test like 5 or 6 products at a time. They're looking at what works, what doesn't work, what's going to convert, what's not going to convert, how it's going to work. And to be fair, they're not attached to it. And because the copy isn't what they don't need to write too much copy, they can just kind of like run with it. They make a lot more mistakes, but they actually learn from the mistakes.
Mm, amazing.
Like that's
Amazing.
the big thing.
Amazing. And for you who have been in the space for more than 2 decades now, like what would be like your advice to someone who is like just starting out or on the bridge of like giving up? What would be your advice to that person?
Are they a copywriter or are they a business owner? Because that's two different pieces of advice.
A copywriter.
Okay, if you're a copywriter, here's what I would suggest that you do. It's really, really easy. You make sure that your entire business, sorry, get really good at the skill. Like that's number one. Just get really, really good at the skill, but at the same time, know how to market yourself. Like don't be afraid to like put yourself out there, see what you're doing, how it works, and why someone would buy from you. Like check it out, like try it out.
Mm,
It's one of the easiest things that you can really, really do is put that time and effort in there. Put in the effort, put in the hours. If you're feeling like quitting, go out and just act as if you have nothing to lose
mm,
because you don't. Like go out there, make a million offers, go out there and speak to people, go out there and do everything you can that you can put your hands on to get better at. Like it doesn't matter, just keep going, keep pushing, keep trying. Whenever you do those things, you will start seeing like an increase in sales. You will see an increase in how you do things, but you can
Mm,
only do that if you push it.
yeah, amazing.
Like until you do that, you're not really doing anything. You just got to basically sort. You need to do the things that other people are not willing to do to get the results that other people are not willing to get. That's the big thing. Also, look for marketplaces where people need you but don't have the time or the effort or the energy. Like, there's loads of places like that.
Mm, that's true. And for me, citing an example of like what happened this year, like this month, is like the health network, and that's like something that if I was not even looking, it would not have like come into mind that, oh, this is something that's happening in Ghana, and it's something that most people like are interested in. It struck me like these guys are actually making money, but the systems they're using is like the bare minimum. They're using the bare minimum, but they're still making money. They're still making sales. And I realized that okay, this is an opportunity that I can fix myself into, and it was right there.
Yeah, exactly. Because people are blind. So be the eyes for people that can't see them. Like, offer that advice.
Mm, amazing. And for you, what's like the next 5 to 10 years going to look like? Are you still going to be in copy, or it's you have a time to retire?
I mean, I've technically retired from copywriting. I mean, I
Mm,
still take on like consulting deals mostly. I still teach copywriters because it's a lot easier to do. But well, when I say teach them, is I actually mentor them, help them figure that stuff out. And it's usually I work with established copywriters to like really give them like an idea of what's different.
yeah.
But how do I put it? I'm very much in the mindset of in the next 10 years, I don't think I'll most likely be kind of mostly automated my business and probably automated most of my life. That's where I'm
Mm,
heading towards is uh, putting in my investments, being really, really smart with my money, building out houses, building out like things that I can do in different places around the world.
mm,
And the world's going to be really different in the next 5 or 10 years. I
yeah.
mean, clear example is what, like, okay, I don't want to get political right now, but like what's happening with Iran and everything else with the
Mm,
Strait of Hormuz, that's going to have economic impacts across
yeah.
every nation in the next 10 years. And to be fair, I'm lucky because I'm currently in Morocco and this is
Mm,
where my home is right now. Um, Africa is going to be on the up and up. Like
yeah.
literally, Africa is going to be the big place where the big boom is going to happen, where they're going to make a ton more money down in Africa and all quadrants and places.
True.
So strategically placing yourself in a place where you can actually do so is a good thing. If you're in Africa right now, start looking at how you can build homes, how you can actually build luxury apartments, how you can help people with migration, how you can help people with all the things that are going on right now because it's such a huge thing
Mm,
um, that so few people are looking at. Like you just got to know what to do and have the right contacts to do so.
yeah.
Know who your audience is a big thing. Like that's another really big thing that people got to really understand. Um, and yeah, like my personal goal in 10 years is to have my farms built out. So I have like 2 farms already, but I want to have like 3 or 4
Mm,
where I can actually just have what I need to basically live off the land and do what I love to do, which is to train every day, to go out, meet friends, just really enjoy a day of relaxation. Like I don't expect I don't want to be 46 and still stressing about stuff. Like I want to
mm.
be 46 and like pretty much
Be
just
chilling
chilling.
now.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Man, Adil, thank you so much for your time, and I really, really appreciate it. And the amount of value you put onto each person, like it shows, man. Like I reached out, I didn't really expect to like get you on here, and you said, okay, I'm down, and I'm really like appreciative of your time, the amount of value
Oh,
you
of course,
shared
bro.
here. It's something that me myself personally I'm going to be using because with these guys they're very new in the space. They just launched their business and they've been running for 2 years now, so it's going to be something that I'll be looking down onto, and I'll keep you updated because like it's an exciting product that they currently run, and it's once I push this out there, I'll also like notify you, and I believe anyone who listens to this would also get the value that I've gotten
Yeah.
from the conversation as well.
I'm really glad to, man. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for having me. And yeah, like because you're not far, you're in Ghana.
Yes, Ghana.
Oh, we're not too far away. We'll have to get some food together, some jollof, some
Yeah,
fufu,
for
get some
sure.
good food, man.
For sure, for sure.
To be fair, like this is a really, really weird one. Like I'm gonna say this only to you because you're gonna know exactly what I mean. Because people are gonna think I'm talking about drugs, but some puff puff is gonna be delicious because that stuff is just
Puff puff.
yum. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
everyone like no one knows what that is, but like nah, if you know Ghanaian people, that shit is delicious.
Yeah. Jollof. Absolutely.
Oh, jollof as well, man. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks again for having me, man. Have a great
Yes, sir.
day.
You too.